Hi everybody, Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping. I am in Midland, Texas, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here to show you the last of our 5 projects for the week using the Sunrise Sailing bundle. Awesome bundle. It's currently on back order, but just until next week, so it should be back fairly soon. So I'm excited about that. Um, so happy to have you here. When you pop in, let me know you're here. And if I can see when you pop in, if you're watching me from YouTube or if you're watching me from Facebook, I stream in both locations at the same time. So thanks for joining me. I hope you're having a beautiful day. We are having an unseasonably cooler summer than we've had the last 2 years here in Midland. And my friends up north in Nebraska and Michigan are really very hot and humid. So weird. So weird this year. This weather has been crazy and all the flooding and everything going on. It's just been kind of nuts, hasn't it? So let's take our mind off all of that and let's tuddle up. Hi, Linda. My heart has been with you this week. I want you to hear me say that. So, more to get back to you on that here in just a little bit. But anyway, let's take our mind off all the sad, right? Let's tuddle up. Let's have a little fun crafting together and get some crafting therapy in. What do you think? So, here we go. I'm going to show you. Going to show you a couple of deadlines I have coming up here. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there. Tractor Tidings and Holiday Cheer Craft Along. If you want to be a part of this month's Craft Along, it's a little more expensive than usual. It's $75, but that's because you get almost $50 in free product. Paper, ribbon, embellishments. You get 2 rolls of ribbon, 2 half packs of DSP, 2 full packs of embellishments. It makes 8 cards. And we're going to do 2 cards a day for 4 days in a row. Okay. We're going to use the Tractor and Company bundle, which is a new online exclusive, and the Jolly Holly, I think it's Jolly Holly bundle, which is also an online exclusive. So if you would like to be a part of the craft along, I'm going to put the link to that in the description after this video is over, okay? Next, I have a Creating for Christ card class that I'm putting together. You are God's masterpiece. This is a class designed by Rhonda Wade and Julie Salva. A lot of my customers love for me to put a class together for them using their designs, which have been given to us to use. So I'm going to have a card class. It's 6 cards and a home decor item on Friday, August 15th, but you can also get it to go. So I'll put the link to that up in the description as well. Okay. All right. So let's get to paper crafting here. I want to show you first the products that we've been using this week. So we're using the Sunrise Sailing bundle. It's this awesome sailboat. Great sentiments, and I love the fonts on these, right? It comes with an embossing folder that is a hybrid embossing folder. And I showed you yesterday how you could die cut and emboss at the same time. We are using the Neutrals 6x6 DSP, mostly these opposite sides that look a little more like water and waves and that sort of thing. Here are the dies that coordinate with this bundle. So in the bundle, when you buy the bundle, you get the stamp set, the dies, and the embossing folder, okay? And then on today's project, we're also going to be using these awesome stylish shaped dies and the Everyday Arches dies as well. Okay, let me show you the 4 projects that we have already put together for our online class to go this week. And if you are new to me, you may not know that you can get this card class in the mail pre-cut, ready to go for you with any order of $50 or more in my online store. These are the 4 cards that we designed for you this week. This is embossed in the background there, ahoy, and it has the water down there. Best wishes, this is embossed, and we pulled the white craft ink across the embossed panel to give it that effect. It's really fun. Got some little seagulls in the side there. There's a lot of texture to this card. It's just beautiful. This was one that we made with the browns from the Neutrals pack. Super fun. You are destined for great things, right? And there's the inside of that. And then this is our Fun Fold card from this week. Congratulations, you deserve the best. This one I love because it sits up really nicely on a shelf or on a mantle. So these are our 4 cards for this week. So you know what that means. Today is a Fun Fold Day, and I said Fun Fold Day, 3D Day, and this is our cute little 3D box that we're making. This says Happy Retirement. It has a lot of depth to it. It is 1.25 inches wide at the bottom, and has a really nice tuck in the side, flat fold. You're going to love making this. So let me get you started on this. So we are going to start with a piece of basic gray cardstock, okay? And these are the measurements here. It is cut 8 inches by 8.5 inches. And then on the 8-inch side, we lost my hands. Let me try to get them back for us here. My phone is saying low battery, so let me plug it in, see if that brings us back. It looks like it will. Okay, so there we go. All right, we're back. Here we go. Sorry about that. Okay, so basic gray card base and cardstock base, and it's cut 8 by 8.5. And then you're going to score the 8-inch side at 1 1/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/4. Okay, I'm going to hold this right here so you can take a screenshot of it if you need to. And then on the 8.5-inch side, you're going to score it at 1/2, 3/4, 4 1/2, and 7 1/4. Okay, let me say that again. 8-inch side, it's going to be 1 1/4, 4 3/4, and 5 1/4. And on the 8.5-inch side, you're going to score it at 1/2, 3 1/4, 4 1/2, and 7 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to put that right over here to the side. Now you're going to hold this so that the 1/2 inch score line is to the left. So I'm going to grab my bone folder here, and I'm going to fold all these score lines to the inside, okay? Okay, keep going. And the last one going this way, right here. All right, now I'm going to take the score lines going this way and also score them to the inside of our box here. Although a lot of these are going to get cut away when we create our box, okay? There's a 1/2 inch little segment right there. All right, so here we go. I've got my measurements and I'm putting them right here so you can see them. And then I've scored everything to kind of form a box to the inside here. Okay, so now I'm going to cut away some panels. So I'm going to grab my pen. Here's the 1/2 inch side over here on this side. I'm going to put that right here, 1/2 inch. I'm going to cut away this square that square, and this rectangle down here. Okay, it's harder to see because I'm on basic gray. Okay, and then up here, the only panel I'm keeping is this one right here next to the 1/2 inch side. So I'm getting rid of this and this and this and this and this and this. All of that is going away. Okay, all of those rectangles are going away. And on this, these two skinny ones here and this one down here, but I'm keeping this 1/2 inch flap right here, and I'm keeping this part of this top panel here. Okay, so I'm going to grab my scissors and I'm going to start cutting away. I'm going to cut along the score lines. So I'm cutting that. Okay, I'm cutting this one down here. So all I'm left here with is that 1/2 inch side right here on this side. Okay, I'm gonna cut my corners here just to take a little of that width out of it right there. Okay, and then up here at the top, I'm cutting away everything else at the top except for this one panel that's right here. Okay, so I'm going to cut all of this away. There we go. So it should look like this. And then at the bottom, I'm cutting each of these just up to the score line. And then just like I did on the 1/2 inch side, I'm going to take a little width out of each of these panels just to make it all fold in together a little bit easier. So we have our vacation Bible school at our church this week, and I'm helping with registration. We have over 200 kids registered. It's been crazy. And so it's just a busy week. Any of you ever involved in VBS at your churches, you know, it's just, my daughter is the children's minister, and it's just a lot of work. It really is. Okay, so I now am going to take this little 1/2 inch edge right here, okay, and I'm going to fold it to the inside, okay? I'm folding that 1/2 inch edge to the inside. It really is hard to see on this basic gray, isn't it? In the recipe card that we have for you, it shows a picture of what this should look like when it's all cut. Okay, so I'm putting some liquid glue right there on that 1/2 inch side that is folded in, and I'm going to take the whole box and just kind of fold it over right there onto that 1/2 inch side. Now this is a really good opportunity to fold those, burnish those score lines again. Okay, there we go. So here is the start of our box right there. Okay, now I'm going to take this bottom, this is going to be the bottom of our box, and I'm going to put the two small flaps in. I'm going to add liquid glue to each one of them as they're folded in, right like that. I'm going to fold the back side flap down first, and then I'm going to put some liquid glue right here on the front flap on the inside, and I'm going to fold it down right like that. Okay, then I'm going to grab my bone folder and really press this down right here to the inside. Get a really good adhesion. Okay, so that basically, you guys, is our box. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Imelda. I'm making a really cool 3D box here. Okay, so you'll have to watch it from the beginning. All right, so here's my box. So now I have cut some DSP. I have two panels, one that goes on the front here. It is cut, let me remind myself, 2 5/8 by 3 3/8. 2 5/8 by 3 3/8. Okay, so I'm putting this one right here. So I'm going to add some liquid glue to that. And I've got the same pattern and the same size for the back of our box. Okay. There we go. There's the front of our box. I'm going to do the same pattern and the same size on the back of our box. There we go. Okay, then you take your fingers and on the sides right here, you're going to kind of push it in and pinch it together right there. So then the sides will look like this, okay? This flaps over, and do you see how that top 1/2 inch edge right there just kind of neatly covers that? I really like that about this box. Okay, so on the front here, I've got another piece of DSP that's in that basic gray, but this time I have that kind of striped looking piece. It looks a little like fog in the background, I think. So I'm going to add liquid glue to this and put it on that front flap. Okay. Right here. There we go. All right. So there's basically our box, you guys. Now, I'm going to take some ribbon. I think this time I'm going to use this Misty Moonlight ribbon. Oh, you know what you should do, though, before? Is you should put something fun inside this box, don't you think? So I think what I'm going to put inside this box, look what I found at Bath & Body Works. Ocean Works Men's Collection. This is a hand sanitizer for men that will fit nicely in that box. And you know what else will? A gift card to Scheels. If you guys don't know Scheels, it is an amazing sports, kind of like a sports academy or a Dick's, but it's my favorite. I really love it. And look, that'll fit nicely in there too. So what a nice gift, especially for a retirement for a man, maybe, since it's the men's collection. Okay, so there we go. I've got it in. Now I'm going to take my ribbon and I am going to wrap it around right like this. Probably don't need quite that much. Here we go. And tie it in a bow at the top here. So this week has been all about this sunrise sailing bundle projects that you can make. There we go. So I tied that in a bow right there at the top. Okay, how cute is that? And now I'm going to grab, oh, I have a little twist on the back here. Let me fix that. Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of tear and tape and just hold that ribbon in place right here on the front of this flap, okay? You'll still be able to untie it and open it up, but there we go, all right? Now, I have cut 2 arches, one out of Night of Navy and one out of white. This arch is 2 1/4 inches across the bottom edge, and this arch is 2 inches across the bottom edge. And you might notice not only did I cut that arch, but I also embossed it with that Soft Waves embossing folder. Okay, so I'm going to adhere these two together with some liquid glue. Right like that. Okay, then I used the dies that are kind of the waves dies. Comes out in one long piece. Let me show you. You get 2 sets of them. They're about 6 inches long. Oh, 7 inches long. And you get 2 different sets of waves. Now, all I did is take one set of waves. I used this one right here. And I cut it into 2 pieces. Now, the 2 pieces just need to be wide enough to cover the bottom of this arch. So it needs to be 2¼ inches long. So mine are a little long. I just cut that piece in half. And I'm going to add a little liquid glue to the bottom edges of these right here. So I'm going to put on one just a little bit higher right here. Okay, and then I'm going to grab this other one and I'm going to adhere it below so it looks like waves at the bottom of that arch right there. Right like that. Okay, so my sailboat, I don't know why that's not holding. Let me hold it on there for just a moment. Hi, Tian. I love the Sunrise Sailing bundle too. I think you'll love all these projects, Kathy. They're fun projects that we made. I'll show them at the end of this video as well, the ones that I've already done. But I feel like all the projects this week were very doable for anybody of any, even newbies, okay? All right, so now I only have a few more pieces to go. I cut the medium-sized sailboat out of basic gray, and then the sail out of the Misty Moonlight version of the same paper that is on the front here. Hi, Tony. Nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so I'm going to add my sail to my, which reminds me, you guys who placed orders last week to help with my fundraiser, some of you are on here. Those are going out today. So you should be getting them by the beginning of next week. So thank you so much for that. All right, so this is my sailboat. I added the sail to it, and I'm just going to tuck it in right here between the top wave and the bottom wave. So I've just tucked it right in there. And then I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals. I probably should have put these on first, but it'll be fine. To the back of these sails. And it's going to go right like that. Now, all I need to do is stamp my happy retirement. So I have a cloud cover, stylish shape, the skinny long die, and I'm grabbing what's happy retirement and my Night of Navy ink pad here. And I'm going to stamp happy retirement right inside this label right here. Beautiful. And then it's going to get popped up right here at the top of our arches here. And I'm going to use some dimensionals on that. Isn't that fun? I love this box. It's such a great design. And it really holds, like, look at the, it's just a nice box. People are not going to believe you made that box by hand. They're going to be like, you made this box? I love when people say stuff like that. Okay, so here's my happy retirement banner. And now I'm going to grab some of my embellishments here. And I'm going to add them to the front of our box right here. Just scatter them on. Maybe right there. Okay. And then this is going to go on the front flap only. So I don't want to put anything down here that's going to, so I'm going to adhere it right like this to my box, but only at the top right here. Okay, so what I suggest you do is take your dimensionals and just put them on to the flap. And then you don't have to worry about getting too much glue in the wrong spot on your arches, okay? There we go. And let's put this on right here. How cute is that? That is our little gift box for today. Inside it, see, so you can just untie the bow at the top. The flap will come open right like that. And then I put a gift card and a men's hand sanitizer inside. And you can close it back up. You could also put some candy in there. Some mints. My husband loves mints. He's got mints in his pocket all the time. I don't know if that's all men or just my man, but he would love a pack of Tic Tacs maybe, right? All those things will fit easily inside this little box. So here are our projects for the week. I'm going to show them all to you again. Here's our little gift box. And then we have, yeah, isn't that fun? I'm sure I didn't invent that idea, Kathy. I probably saw it from somewhere else. Here's our little gift box. And here are the 4 cards that we made this week. I hope you guys love these projects. I hope you found some inspiration in the projects that we made. And if you would like your kit to make all 5 of these projects in the mail, I just need you to place a $50 order in my online store, thetuttlupshop.com. It's right there. And I would love to cut and prep and get this in the mail for you this next week. So God bless everybody. It's been a great week. I've enjoyed showing you all these projects, and I will be back next Monday. I'm going to put the link to that craft along up in the description, because today is the last day to get your kit ordered, so that I can get things ordered and into the mail so that you can craft along with me on June the 27th. Okay, so if you would like to be a part of the craft along, then I need you to make sure you get registered today. Okay, all right. God bless. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.